Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys aren't already, follow me on my social media pages. It's at lethal_Nick. Go check those out, especially the Instagram page. I encourage you guys. If you're into daily vlogs, I pretty much vlog everything that I do, hunting, gear, all that kind of stuff. You can ask me questions. I'm on it daily. So go check those out if you would. So let's get into today's video. I've been getting a lot of engagement recently on my social media platforms, asking questions, and I've been encouraged to talk a lot more about tactics and mentality and gear. And like I said, those kind of things, it seems like guys are really eating that kind of stuff up. And if you don't know already, I'm all about, like, I'm your average guy. I don't get paid to do this anymore. I did work for some companies where I did. Now, I mean, I get some gear and stuff like that. So shout out on my sponsors. You guys know who you are. And I appreciate every single one of you for helping me get into the woods. It really does help. But I don't get paid to do this. I have a big heart for the hunting industry. I have a big heart for hunting in general. I feel like it's a dying sport. It's definitely going away. And the more guys I can encourage to get in the woods and to see the average everyday grind and what it takes to be successful. And I want to show the realness and the rawness of bow hunting. And that's really where my heart lies. And so I want to get more of these kind of videos out where I'm talking about tactics, mentality, and that kind of stuff, just to get guys conversating. So if you guys have any questions, want to know things, hit me up on the social media platforms, comment on here. If you guys want to see certain things, I'm an open book, and I'd love to talk about it. Today, it is November 24th. It is the Monday after gun season, and I'm freaking stoked. I took this weekend to sit down and edit some videos, so all my guys that have been following me, I know I've been slacking on getting these longer form videos out. They're coming. I got a bunch of them edited. They're already in the chamber. They're coming. This is going to be the first video. Hopefully, I'm going to be rather consistent from here on out, but it's deer season, baby, and I'm a busy man, so I'm going to try to get as much as I can out to you guys as much as possible. But it is the 24th, and we are coming up on like what I feel is the best 2 weeks of the rut that you're going to find, especially here in the Midwest. So I'm in Central Illinois, and I've shot 2 of my biggest bucks off of this week with regular rut tactics, and we're not really going to get into tactics so much. But what I actually wanted to talk about is it's been a grind. I haven't filled a bow tag, and I haven't filled a buck tag. So all you guys out here that have not filled a buck tag and you're feeling discouraged, keep your head up, because these next 2 weeks are going to be fire. I promise. And we're going to talk about why I think this is and what I think actually happens with these bigger deer this time of year. And so let's just jump right into that. So I think if we're going to break down the rut a little bit here, and the first week or 2 to 3 weeks of November, everyone's heard it. Oh, you can't chase your big buck during the rut. Oh, I hate the rut. You can't, and this and that, and he's gone. You'll never see him again. And though that is true in certain situations, I haven't found that to be true in most situations. The only part about it that I do feel is true is they are a lot harder to pattern, because they're not on a normal everyday pattern anymore. And so what does become frustrating, and what I think what people are saying when you hear I hate the rut, is that my big buck is now not getting up from his bed, going to the food, going from the food, going to his bed anymore. And now I don't know what to do, because that's what I was going to try to kill him on. I think that's what you're hearing, or that's what people are saying, because I don't think they leave. I just don't. I think if they're the dominant buck in their area, why would they leave? All their does are there. They have their pick of the does. If you have a really good doe density and all these kind of things, then he can guard off his does and other bucks off of them. He's going to get his pick. And yes, there's going to be some other bucks that come in and breed those does, but he's going to come back around and get her again. It'll happen. And I mean, statistics show that does get bred multiple times. And so he's going to breed the does in his area. So why does he need to leave? Now, he's not going to be in a pattern. He's going to be where the does are at, and it's going to be random, and it's going to be off the wall. The does are now hiding from all the little bucks that are chasing him around. or just bucks in general, they're a lot harder to find because they don't want to be harassed. So they're going and hiding away, and he's with them randomly. And so yes, that part is true, I feel like, but he's not leaving his core area. I've been chasing a buck since Halloween, and I actually had an encounter with him last week. So the 20th, 19th, 20th, and he was in the same exact spot. Well, he was with the doe in the same exact spot that I had originally found him on Halloween. So he didn't go anywhere, but he's been all over the place. I've kicked him in like 3 different spots and seen him with a doe here and then with a doe there. But that core area that he's in, he hasn't left it. Now, I'm not saying that he probably couldn't have slipped out somewhere and been somewhere else for a week or a couple days, and I was hunting him, just didn't see him, then he'd come back or whatever. But for the most part, he's been in his core area. He hasn't left it. He don't need to. And so now that your peak rut's dwindling down, most of your does have been bred, this is when these big bucks start acting like those 3-year-olds and they start doing dumb shit. They start putting their nose to the ground and just hauling it. They're going to be a mile away, a half mile away, and doing random, stupid. This is the time of the year that they start really, they're rutted up, they're horny, they're in zombie mode, they're not paying attention, and they're nose to the ground, going through the funnels, checking the does, not paying attention. And what I feel like that's to me, that's what I feel like happens. And so if your buck's gone missing, he's gonna come back within the next 2 weeks. I'd put money on it. If you're hunting a buck that lives primarily on the neighbors, you're in luck. Or if you're a rut hunter on public ground and you're just going to go hunt in the funnels and you're waiting for a big mature buck, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to go sit in there, go sit your all day sits, go sit in that rut funnel with the right wind, that pinch, whatever, and wait for one to show up, because they're leaving their core areas and they're going to start traveling around. They're going to start making bigger loops. They're going to start doing that kind of stuff. And I think this time of year, it's like I said, they start making the dumb mistakes that the 3-year-olds made. Are the last 3 weeks, they're malnourished, horny, and just straight zombies at this point. And they are not willing to give up on the poo-tang, and they're going to go find it. And so I have capitalized on this several different ways. One, on public, what I like to do is be in an area that I know there are big bucks at. And luckily for me, I have some great public ground. And I'm sitting in the funnels that I've seen big bucks in throughout the year, maybe the year before, a little bit of like prior history, that kind of thing. And I'm sitting and waiting. I'm just being downwind of those doe bedding areas, trying to make my wind as safe for me as possible, but as good for the bucks as possible, and capitalizing. If I see a buck do something, I'm getting down and I'm moving to him, and we're gonna see if another one doesn't make the same move. Because a lot of times, if they're on a trail, especially those big bucks, there's been a doe or something that has gotten them to that trail. And so another buck's probably going to come through. It's a lot of the same rut tactics that you're used to early season, not really changing too much, but now's the time where I just think your big bucks make the stupid mistakes. Before, they really weren't making those mistakes. Like I said, they had their does. They're going to push them into these thickets. They're not going to leave those thickets. They're not leaving those areas. And the dumbest thing that they're really doing is being a little bit more daylight activity. But as far as them getting up and just moving through that rut funnel at noon, it just seems like more of that happens later in October or later in November and early December here in the Midwest. And so, yeah, that's really all it is. I just wanted to get on here and explain why I thought this was, why I think you can capitalize on big bucks this way, and also as an encouragement to guys that are just burnout, tired, been hunting hard, haven't connected yet. The best is yet to come. Don't give up on it. If you've given up now, you're giving up too soon. You're selling yourself short. I killed him. He's 152 inches, the 24th of November. And I killed him 161 inches on November 26th. And that it was just that. He was a buck that lived on a neighbor's farm, come through, nose to the ground, not paying any attention, walked 5 yards from me, plugged him, and he was doing the same thing on public, making a big move across a wide open spot into trying to get into this big thicket. And he just come up the wrong trail, and I happened to be capitalized on it. I knew there was a big buck in that area. All the sign had showed me that there was one. At some point, he was using this. It was just mainly night activity, and I waited until this time period, went back in there, and got my opportunity at him. I had no idea he existed other than just a sign that was in there. This is my favorite time of year to hunt. Keep your head up, stay motivated, don't give up yet. The best is yet to come, and even better yet, late season, which is my absolute favorite time. But if we're talking about the rut, now's the time that you're going to catch a random surprise cruising giant buck come through. And if you slept in or decided that you weren't hunting all day, or you weren't going to go to that rut pinch because you've hunted it and there was nothing there, you're selling yourself short. Like seriously selling yourself short. And so get after it, guys. Again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, hunt hard, scout harder.